Our lab is really interested in how brains change through evolution. We're making a parts list for building the primate brain and comparing it to the parts list for building the mouse brain. And
we found an exciting example where inhibitory neurons from the olfactory bulb are redistributed into the cerebral cortex. We call this sort of our reduce and reuse hypothesis. The shrinkage of the olfactory bulb as primates have become less reliant on their sense of smell, and an increase in the size of their cerebral cortex as we become more reliant on thinking and reasoning. Inhibitory neurons are awesome because they're all born in the same places, but then they go from sort of a limited place to migrating all over the brain, and so that makes them a really interesting thing to study in development. They migrate this really long distance to the olfactory bulb, and then we found that there was this offshoot migratory stream, which instead of traveling the really long distance to the olfactory bulb, travels an even longer distance to go down and then back up into the cortex.
And these neurons migrating to the olfactory bulb have this special strategy where they team up and form these parenchymal chains to tread through the wilderness on the way. Yes, this chain migration. And what Matthew observed was the same process of chain migration, and these neurons teaming up was also redeployed as these neurons are migrating into the deep white matter.
One thing that we're doing is to follow up on where in this sort of divergence of paths of neurons they actually become different, because it seems like they start out and they are the same, but sort of as they travel their own roads, the question is, when exactly do they become distinct, or do they become distinct at all? And then also trying to follow up on what they're doing.